Morning everyone, welcome to another edition of the Yorkshire Bike Mechanics YouTube channel. This video today is a fairly simple one. We've got a customer who brought this Canyon Spectraline e-bike. Unfortunately had a bit of an off. He's alright, but the bike's come off a little bit worse than him. He's managed to scratch the left hand stanchion on these lovely Fox Kashima forks. So today we're going to sort this scratch out. Crack on. Okay, so as you can see here, there's quite a nasty little scratch on them stanchions. What we've got to be careful of is this particular seal in here is very thin, and it has like a rubber lip round the edge, and it's quite thin, and when these stanchions go past this rubber seal in the normal operation, is that any marks or sharp objects on this stanchion will damage the rubber seal as it goes up and down past that point. So we could send these back to Fox and we could install a brand new set of stanchions, but we're looking at tons of money for that. You won't get much change out of 400. So what we need to do, basically, we need to make this nice and smooth and not sharp, so it runs past these seals without damaging the seals. You'll never get that coating back on that particular point unless we replace these stanchions. But this is a bit of a fix, really, and it's a good one, to be honest. It's a good tip. Some people say they fill these little marks with nail varnish, but I do it a little bit different, a little bit of a better way, I think. And what we use basically is we use car body filler. It's a 2-part filler, and we just mix enough just to fill those little marks, and then we rub it down with some really fine wet and dry paper just to remove those sharp scratches. So the idea, what we're after basically, is these should feel smooth. So if we close our eyes and run our fingers over this, you shouldn't be able to feel that. If you can feel it, obviously, then the seals are gonna catch it on the way past. So we need to just kind of get this down a little bit and make it smooth. So let's get some body filler. We'll mix a little bit of body filler and then we'll come back. Okay, so we've got us wet and dry. There, we've got a little bit of solvent-based cleaner, which we need to just clean this area first. And we've mixed a little bit of car body filler, which it's a 2-part filler. You can buy it from any kind of car accessory shop like Halfords. You just need a tiny little bit. We mix it with a hardener, and that's all that you need. There's probably a lot. There's probably too much there. So let's just give this a bit of a clean first. We'll just spray that on there. I need a really clean cloth. Let's just get one of them. Okay. You need a super clean cloth, okay? We don't want any kind of oil on there at all, okay? Now if we feel it with his fingers, it's just slightly rough. So we'll take us as wet and dry, but you need to be really careful with this. You don't want to rub too hard because you don't want to rub this Kashima coating off. You just want to take the sharp edges off there. So we just basically use his finger in that area there. Okay. That's it. Just take the sharp edges off the tops. Okay, we don't want too much. That's it. Okay, so we'll take us filler. you need some kind of tool to apply it with. So we'll just use this bit of cardboard. You don't need much, okay? So, just make sure I'm in focus there. There we are. So, all I'm doing is taking a tiny little bit. I'm just getting it on there. I don't want it all over the place. So I'll just take those bits off that I've got there. And that's all we need, okay? So, what we want to do is just take this cloth and just clean that bottom. Just get that off around there, that's it. You know, we only want the area that's scratched to be covered. Okay? And what we'll do is, when that goes off, we'll just come back with his wet and dry, and we'll just smooth that over there. So the idea, like I said before, is we need to be able to close his eyes and run his fingers over there, and if we can feel anything, then we've not done it right. If we can't feel anything, then we've done a good job. So let's wait for that to go off, and then we'll come back and just wet and dry it. Right, so we've got around about half an hour's past, and this is now nice and hard. So what we need to do is we've got us wet and dry. This wet and dry needs to be super fine, just about fine as you can get at 1200, maybe more, two and a half grit. So we just dip it in as water, and we just gently need to get this top down off this filler. Okay, we're just gently getting that down to a point where it's super smooth on that fork. Okay, very gently. Okay, we can fold this paper over more if you need to be more specific about where you want to rub. Okay, so the aim is just to take the top off that filler that we've just put in so we can make it smooth. Here we are. Okay, so we're now at a point where those tiny scratches in there are full of filler. But when I run my finger over there and shut my eyes, I can't actually feel that. So that's how we want to be, really. We want to get to that point where we run our finger and we can't really feel it. Don't worry about them bits outside too much. You can just get your fingernail and just pull them off. So the idea now that when these forks go through that seal during normal use, there's no sharp edges, and they're not going to take the rubber seal off as it goes past. So that's basically it. That feels really nice and smooth now. I know it doesn't look smooth because you can still see the scratches, but the scratches are full of filler. I wish I could let you feel that through there, but that's a good job, that. And doing that is the best way to do it, to be honest. I wouldn't bother with nail varnish. Use body filler, 2-part body filler, and just do that just to get it smooth. It's a good fix, really. Otherwise, potentially, if you leave it and don't do it, then you're going to damage your seals, and then muck and dirt will get in those seals and just damage your forks. And you don't want to be doing that on a pair of Fox 36 Kashimas. So that's a good workaround to buying a new set of stanchions. Obviously, if there's a massive chip out of there, then the procedure is just the same. You can still fill it. If for example, you've marked them, but you can't, but there's no, you can't, the idea is use your fingernail. If you can get your fingernail in one of those scratches, then you need to fill it. If you can't, and it's just surface, then just take some really fine wet and dry and just take the top off that scratch, just to make it smooth. You don't need to fill it because you probably won't get any filler in if you can't get your thumbnail in it. But that's about it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. It's a great tip if you accidentally damage your forks. It's a good workaround to buying some new stanchions. And the idea is to make that area smooth. If you make that area smooth, then that's going to pass through the seals without damaging the seals. And they'll be like that for years to come. Just keep an eye on them. Okay, thanks very much. See you later. Bye.